Oh my God, man. Just when I thought we were getting somewhere, just when I thought everything's looking like it's on the up and up, we're going to have a WNBA 2026 season. Breanna Stewart came out. Yeah, guys, we're going to have a 2026 season. You know, where things are, we're negotiating. I don't think it'll be done by the 9th, but it's going to be done. Yeah, gave us all of this hope just for Annie Costabo to drop this bombshell of an article. My goodness, the owners are not responding.
Something unthinkable just went down. Right when WNBA fans were getting their hopes up about a 2006 season, with league insiders like Brandon Stewart hinting that talks were moving forward, everything just imploded. The WNBA owners have gone radio silent, completely ignoring the players' latest detailed proposal and refusing to even send back a counteroffer. This isn't just negotiations hitting a rough patch. This is the owners basically saying they're finished with any discussion, completely shutting down the possibility of a deal. The WNBA is now racing towards what looks like an unavoidable lockout, which means empty arenas and superstars like Aja Wilson stuck in complete uncertainty. This is serious, with entire careers hanging by a thread.
Just for Annie Costabo to drop this bombshell of an article, my goodness, the owners are not responding to the players' latest offer. They're not even responding to it. They're not sending an counter. They are done with the chit chat. They are done with the games and the back and forth. It looks like the owners are about to lock this thing out. We got to get into this article, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's get right into it, man. This is terrible.
According to Front Office Sports, the league office has been completely quiet for 2 straight weeks since the WNBA Players Association sent in their proposal, and with that crucial January 9th deadline now just hours away. This radio silence from ownership isn't some accident or oversight. It's a deliberate and final statement. They're making it crystal clear that discussions are over, showing they have absolutely no desire for more talks or any kind of middle ground. This ice-cold treatment confirms everyone's worst nightmare. The owners are gearing up to force a complete work shutdown, and the WNBA season we all want to see is about to get completely canceled.
Thinking about this nonsense anymore. He's over it. He's not even thinking about all of this. Oh yeah, we love for Adam to come sit at the table. Man, he said, damn that. I'm focused on the business that's bringing in billions, the NBA. Not this, y'all running around playing games right now. Y'all running around playing games. He's done with it. Now it seems like the owners are done with the conversation. Players are seeking a salary cap of over $10 million and 30% of league revenue. We already know the owner said, "Bruh, doing something like this will cause them to lose $700 million plus. Are y'all crazy? Let's get into it.
Adam Silver, who's usually the voice of reason in basketball, has apparently stepped back completely from the WNBA's heated negotiations. His attention, based on what insiders are saying, has moved entirely to the exploding NBA Europe projects, which clearly shows he sees the WNBA's ongoing fight as something getting in the way of his billion-dollar ventures. The message from leadership is brutal. While players are begging for him to step in at negotiations, Silver's reported attitude of being done with this drama, and everyone running around playing games, shows just how disconnected he is from the WNBA's survival. Him being nowhere near these crucial discussions says everything about how unimportant these life-changing talks seem to the bigger NBA power structure, making this crisis even worse.
Doing something like this will cause them to lose $700 million plus. Are y'all crazy? Let's get into this article, man. This is by Annie Costabo. Shout out to you. Let's get into it. A little more than 48 hours ahead of the January 9th deadline, the WNBA and WNBPA remain at odds over new collective bargaining agreement. According to sources familiar with negotiations, the union was still awaiting a response from the league to the proposal they submitted roughly 2 weeks ago as of Wednesday afternoon. They have...
Right at the center of this total breakdown sits a huge gap between what players want and what owners will consider. The WNBA players are holding firm on their game-changing demands for a salary cap over $10 million and a legitimate 30% cut of the league's total revenue. These aren't small asks. They represent a massive jump toward actual fair pay and real recognition, but the owners are completely rejecting these numbers, claiming that agreeing to this proposal would create devastating financial destruction, potentially costing the league and all its teams more than $700 million in red ink over the entire length of any new collective bargaining agreement. This core disagreement about what things are worth creates an impossible barrier that's blocking any chance of working things out.
Was still awaiting a response from the league to the proposal they submitted roughly 2 weeks ago as of Wednesday afternoon. They haven't responded to these ladies in 2 weeks. They're done. They don't, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. They haven't responded. It's January 7th. The owners didn't even want the deadline to be extended this long because they was already done with the back and forth. They have not responded in 2 weeks. The deadline is in 2 days. It's over, man. It's over.
The league's earlier offer from back in December shows just how far apart everyone really is. Making the divide even more obvious, ownership suggested giving players 70% of net revenue, which people close to the negotiations say actually equals less than 15% of what the league brings in overall. On top of that, their proposal talked about bumping the salary cap from $1.5 million up to $5 million. Maximum salaries could hit $1.3 million, and average salaries might go over $530,000 during the contract period. Even though these numbers show some growth, they're nowhere close to what players think is fair and workable, especially considering how much bigger the league's profile has gotten.
You've heard a lot of chatter about what we're asking for is not sustainable for the business, Nafisa Collier said during an Unrivaled broadcast Monday. Being on this side with Unrivaled, I know what it takes to run a sustainable business. Respectfully, y'all doing 3-on-3 in the same gym every day. Y'all not getting chartered flights. Y'all not traveling all around the world, paying for all these bigger rings. Y'all not doing all of that, man. Stop. Y'all playing 3-on-3 in the same gym every day. No disrespect. It's cool. I'm glad everybody's making their money. I hope everybody get their money and stay healthy. But it's not the same thing. Stop it. Just stop, man.
Meanwhile, the whole idea of finding middle ground that used to give everyone hope has completely disappeared because of these unmovable positions. Caitlin Clark, the college superstar, went public asking both sides to work together, matching what fans desperately want to see happen. But the leaked conversations show a totally different story, completely dismissing any connection between player demands and realistic business plans. The speaker harshly attacks the Unrivaled platform. They argue that its 3-on-3 setup in the same facility every single day doesn't deal with the same money pressures as a real professional league that has to pay for chartered flights and worldwide travel. This direct assault on a player-created project probably made the owners even more angry, adding to their current silence and the lockout that's coming.
80% participation from players, 98% voted to allow the union's executive committee to call a strike when necessary. Here it says if both sides can agree to a third extension, a work stoppage, whether in the form of a lockout initiated by the owners, and the owners are the ones who are not responding anymore, so it looks like they'll be the ones to lock this out rather than the players going on strike, because the owners aren't even talking to y'all no more. They told y'all to beat it at this point. This is crazy. If neither side initiates a work stoppage, negotiations could instead enter a period of status quo. Under the term of the current CBA, the
players saw this building for months, which led to an incredible show of solidarity. Last month, WNBA players voted by a huge margin to approve a strike, with an incredible 93% taking part and 98% agreeing to let their leadership call a strike when needed. This sent a powerful message of determination and unity, proving the players were ready to take extreme steps to get better conditions. But now that the owners won't even talk, everything has flipped around. Rather than players starting a strike, the league's refusal to participate suggests the owners will be the ones forcing a lockout, which puts all the control in their hands, basically cornering the players and shutting down the season.
In the draft picks, Olivia Miles, Flau'jae, Lauren Betts, all of these draft picks, bring them in. You got Lexi Brown and Kalani Brown under contract, and move on replacement players at this point. I want to see Caitlin Clark play in the WNBA in 2026, and I don't care if it's against Nafisa Collier or if it's against replacement players and new drafted players. I don't give a damn. I want to watch Caitlin Clark. This is nonsense. I'm fed up. You're fed up. All of the people are fed up with this nonsense, and it's turning people away. It's turning. You got people like Whitlock and all these people who said, bro, they've turned me off. I don't even want to watch this no more. They're not covering it. They're not talking about.
This approaching lockout situation has completely changed who has the power. Usually, players might strike to get leverage in negotiations. But right now, the owners refusing to even answer means they're ready to start the work shutdown themselves. If both sides don't agree to a third extension of the current CBA, negotiations might go into a holding pattern. But the players can't strike without ending the extended deal. But if owners lock them out, the players have nowhere to turn except to wait, essentially being forced to sit on the sidelines. The owners' planned silence is a calculated move, meant to wear down the players and push them into taking worse terms or losing an entire season. The frustration among fans and independent media people is hitting a breaking point. Lots of people, including major voices, are sharing deep disappointment and feeling completely turned off by the endless fighting and stalled discussions. The WNBA, which experienced a huge boost in popularity, now risks pushing away its expanding fan base. The speaker points out that big networks like ESPN and Fox aren't reporting on this fight, leaving it up to independent creators to share what's happening. Even content about player-led projects like Unrivaled is apparently getting terrible engagement, showing broader disinterest when the main league is dealing with such chaos. This lack of major media coverage makes the players and their fight for fair treatment even more isolated. The harsh criticism aimed at Unrivaled, the player-driven league, shows a major source of tension for owners. The speaker in the leaked audio claims that Unrivaled, despite its creative approach, has only existed for 1 year and doesn't have the complete infrastructure, travel requirements, and overhead expenses of a real professional league. They argue that players participating in these projects, while making money, don't understand what it takes to run a sustainable business at the WNBA's level. This apparent inexperience or misunderstanding of business realities from the player's perspective is presented as a huge source of frustration for owners, possibly making their position even harder and adding to the current communication breakdown. The owner's case about financial sustainability regarding a $10.5 million salary cap and 30% revenue sharing centers on claiming it would create $700 million in losses. This number, reported by ESPN, is a massive amount that owners point to as an impossible obstacle. They argue that players' demands would make them pay ridiculous amounts for housing, cars, and even player benefits like maternity leave, while also covering all other operating costs and potentially writing checks to legends like Lisa Leslie. From the owner's viewpoint, the players' proposal isn't just ambitious, it's financially reckless and completely impossible, leading directly to their current refusal to negotiate any further. This deadlock has led to desperate suggestions for extreme measures, even talking about a replacement player situation. The speaker suggests that owners should go ahead with a lockout and then concentrate on signing rookie contract players from the upcoming draft classes, mentioning names like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Olivia Miles, and Lauren Betts. The controversial plan is to bring in these fresh talents alongside current contracted players like Lexi Brown and Kalani Brown to create a new league roster, getting around the demands of the existing WNBA players. This extreme idea shows the intense frustration and how far some people are willing to go to make sure there's a WNBA season, even if it means completely changing the league's makeup and sidelining its established superstars. The possibility of a WNBA season without its current stars, where a lockout pushes out veteran players, is a harsh reality that could completely reshape the league. Picture a situation where fan favorites and league legends like Aja Wilson are basically benched, replaced by a roster of rookies and the handful of players still under contract. This isn't just about missing games. It's about completely destroying team chemistry, established rivalries, and the very foundation of the WNBA as we know it today. The temporary appeal of new talent might create some initial interest, but the lasting damage to the league's reputation, its competitive credibility, and its devoted fan base could be permanent, destroying years of growth and hard-fought respect. The multiple extensions to the collective bargaining agreement, originally supposed to end on November 30th, gave everyone false hope. Both sides agreed to a second extension last month, moving the deadline to January 9th. This looked like an encouraging sign, suggesting that progress was possible and that everyone was committed to avoiding a work shutdown. But the owners' following 2-week silence has made these extensions worthless, revealing them as just stalling tactics instead of real attempts at finding solution. The trust between players and owners has been completely destroyed, leaving behind broken promises and an increasingly hostile negotiating atmosphere. The mental impact on players is impossible to ignore. After months of intense negotiations, a unified vote to approve a strike and submitting a detailed proposal, the owner's total silence feels like a huge rejection. It sends an unmistakable message that your demands are unrealistic, your efforts are pointless, and your opinions don't matter. For athletes who give their entire lives to the sport, this dismissal feels personal, questioning their worth and their contributions to the league. The emotional drain and feeling of betrayal will definitely stick around, even if they eventually work things out, creating lasting damage to the player-owner relationship and possibly affecting player confidence for years ahead. The owner's planned strategy of silence is more than just rejecting proposals. It's a power move meant to crush the player's determination. By refusing to participate in any kind of counter-offer or discussion, they're showing that they control everything, willing to deal with a lockout rather than give in to demands they consider excessive. This approach tries to force the players into giving up, making them reconsider their requests as the reality of lost paychecks and a canceled season gets closer. It's a dangerous gamble that risks alienating the very talent that makes the league attractive. The owners seem ready to take this risk, thinking time is working in their favor. The WNBA's future is now hanging dangerously in the balance, destroyed by inflexible demands and an unprecedented refusal to negotiate. The dream of a successful, fair league, one where player compensation actually matches their talent, and the league's increasing popularity, feels more impossible than ever. This isn't just about a salary cap or revenue-sharing percentages. It's about respect, recognition, and the basic belief in a sustainable business model that supports its athletes. The current standoff suggests a total breakdown of trust and shared goals, pushing the league toward an existential crisis that could redefine its entire purpose and structure. Fans who have put their time and passion into the WNBA are understandably sick of this continuing drama. The constant back and forth, the approaching deadlines, and now the complete refusal to negotiate have created an atmosphere of frustration and disconnection. Many are saying that their excitement for the league is fading, turning away from a sport damaged by endless labor fights. This feeling is crucial because a league can't succeed without its audience, and the current owner's actions risk permanently harming the relationship with their most important asset, the dedicated fans who just want to watch amazing basketball without the constant threat of work stoppages. The sharp difference between the WNBA's potential and its current situation is heartbreaking. A league with record-breaking visibility, increasing viewership, and a new wave of incredible talent should be reaching new peaks. Instead, it's stuck in a bitter fight that threatens to stop all progress. The owner's stubborn position against the players' demands, combined with their 2-week silence heading into the January 9th deadline, shows everything about their priorities. It appears they're completely willing to sacrifice a season, and with it the careers of their most celebrated athletes, rather than consider a proposal they see as financially impossible, even if it means killing the league's building momentum. So as the WNBA sits on the edge of a devastating lockout, the silence from the owners is more than just a negotiation strategy. It's a deep statement of purpose. It means careers like A'ja Wilson's, built on years of commitment and amazing performances, are now basically paused, or worse, facing an unexpected and early ending. This isn't just about a contract. It's about the future of an entire sport and the athletes who dedicate their lives to it. Will the WNBA survive this crisis? Or will this collapse of talks represent a tragic turning point, leaving behind a league forever damaged, with its biggest stars basically forced into retirement? The answer, right now, is a terrifying silence.